Superficial veins of the lower limb includes the great saphenous vein and the short saphenous vein. So great saphenous vein is seen in the medial aspect. It is actually the preaxial vein and it begins from the medial aspect of the dorsal venous arch. So this is the dorsal venous arch, and from the medial end of the dorsal venous arch along with the medial marginal vein, they are joining to form the great saphenous vein. This is the great saphenous vein. It passes in front of the medial malleolus. It can be easily felt and seen through the skin. And then it is going to ascend up along the medial aspect of the tibia, then behind the knee, about 1 hand breadth behind the patella. Then it is going to ascend up along the medial aspect of the thigh, and finally it is going to drain into the femoral vein after passing through the saphenous opening and piercing the cribriform fascia and the femoral sheath. It is going to enter into the femoral vein. It is going to drain into the femoral vein. So great saphenous vein over here in front of the medial malleolus can be used for venous cut down. That is, when all the other peripheral veins in the body are not palpable because of the patient is in shock, then the great saphenous vein can be used for venous cut down. At this region, it is closely related to saphenous nerve. Saphenous nerve lies anterior to the great saphenous vein. So when we are doing the venous cut down, we should not injure the saphenous nerve. So that is one thing we need to keep in mind. Then coming to the tributaries of the great saphenous vein, in the leg we have the anterior leg vein, which is going to drain the blood from anterior aspect. Then we have the posterior arch vein. This is the posterior arch vein, which is going to drain the blood from the corresponding region. So these are the two tributaries in the leg region. Then in the thigh region, there are again two tributaries. This tributary is called the posteromedial vein, which is going to drain blood from the posteromedial aspect of the thigh. So it's the posteromedial vein. And we have the anterolateral vein, which is going to drain the blood from the anterior and lateral aspect of the thigh. Then three important tributaries just before it pierces the cribriform fascia. These are superficial epigastric vein, which is going to the abdomen. Then we have the superficial circumflex iliac vein, which is going towards the anterior superior iliac spine. Then we have this vein, that is superficial external pudendal, which is going to the external genital into scrotum. So that is the superficial external pudendal. So we have three veins, that is superficial circumflex iliac vein, superficial epigastric vein, and superficial external pudendal vein. These are the three tributaries before it pierces the cribriform fascia. And just before it drains into the femoral vein, there is one more tributary, and that is the deep external pudendal vein, just before it enters into the femoral vein. Great saphenous vein is connected to the deep veins, that is the popliteal vein, the femoral vein, at different points by certain veins that are called perforators. These perforator veins pierce the deep fascia and drain into the deep veins, and they are provided with valves at both the ends so that they allow the unidirectional blood flow from the superficial veins to the deep veins and not otherwise. So coming to the perforators for the great saphenous vein, there are three perforators. These are called the three angle perforators, three medial angle perforators, which are called the Cockett's perforator. Then at the leg region, just below the knee joint, there is another perforator which connects the great saphenous vein to the posterior tibial vein, and that is the Boyd's perforator, below knee perforator or the Boyd's perforator. And then there is one at the level of adductor canal or the sartorial canal, and that is called the adductor canal perforator or the Hunter's perforator or the Dodd's perforator, which connects the great saphenous vein to the femoral vein. There are three angle perforators. Then there is one below knee perforator, that is called the Boyd's perforator, and there is one adductor canal perforator or Dodd's perforator at the level of the thigh. So these are the perforators which connect the great saphenous vein to the deep veins. Coming to the short saphenous vein, it begins from the lateral end of the dorsal venous arch along with the lateral marginal vein. It is joining to form the short saphenous vein. This is the short saphenous vein. And it is going to pass behind the lateral malleolus. The short saphenous vein is passing behind the lateral malleolus, and it is accompanied by sural nerve. Then it is going to pass along the posterior aspect of the leg, along the middle of the leg, and in the popliteal fossa, it is going to drain into the popliteal vein. The popliteal vein is deep, but you can see it is draining into the popliteal vein. So that is the course of the short saphenous vein. The termination of short saphenous vein, it is highly variable. Usually it drains into the popliteal vein in the popliteal fossa. Sometimes it can drain into the great saphenous vein. Sometimes it will bifurcate and drain into both the popliteal vein and the great saphenous vein. Sometimes it will not reach up to the knee region. It may end over here itself by draining into the great saphenous vein. This is a communication between the great saphenous vein and the short saphenous vein. So this is the great saphenous vein in the medial aspect, and this is the communication between the short saphenous vein and the great saphenous vein. The short saphenous vein is also provided with a perforator at the level of the ankle, one lateral angle perforator which connects it to the deep veins.